Hello, boys and girls out there in Twitch, and hello to my singular player on my table. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How's everybody else?
I think they're a little confused. This evening, we are being modded by Miss Susie Q. And as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, you can use your experience points to buy buffs and debuffs for the player in tonight's game. It is a Wraithborne game. And everything except for the encounter ability. You cannot use encounter. What? Do I have echo on me or something? Oh, okay, good. I thought there was echo.
Did someone forget to mute their own stream?
I'm not watching my own stream. I don't ever watch my own stream. But apparently... Nope, okay, it was all Zell. That's okay, Zell. Not a big deal. So, to begin this evening, let us go ahead and first of all say, look at the pretty new Wraithborne table. The pretty new Wraithborne table kind of lets you guys know where this guy is going to be going. So, please, player, introduce yourself and then give us a little bit of information about your character.
Coolio. Hi, I am known mostly on the internet as Hawkeye, and I am super excited. My character for this little adventure is Varjo Tikari. He's a Feyborn, which means that one of my parents is a warlock, and their pact had an effect on me. The signs of my pact-born status are written literally all over my face. I was born tiny with harsh, angular features and mottled brown skin like the bark of a tree or something, and my eyes are solid green globes. However, this is not a face that most people see often. I'm a hermit, and when I do travel to populated areas, I'm most often wearing a mask or a disguise and contacts to pass myself off as a normal elf.
Excellent. And what kind of profession are you in?
I kill people.
You kill
I'm an assassin.
people. You are an assassin. Awesome. Well, we are going to get started by opening up a map and talking a few minutes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know, session zeros are not long sessions. They can be anywhere between an hour and a half to 2.5 hours in length. And they are specifically designed for one PC to bring them from their pre-campaign travels into a place where the rest of the players can find them. And tonight's maps are by Mike Schley of Wizards of the Coast. I did not make any of these maps, so please do not throw me to the wolves on this. But we shall begin. Varjo, you are on a dark and winding road. As the sun begins to head towards the western horizon, you can spy the welcoming sight of a house, possibly a small village that lies not much more than a mile ahead. You see streams of smoke, you can smell cooking, and you see other telltale signs. You're on your way back from collecting some herbs and other things in the forest, and you are about a day away from your little hovel out in the middle of nowhere to the west of the capital city of Strathmore. Up ahead, you can see a wall surrounded by a pit, like a dug ring, which is very common for villages in this area. Would you like to enter the town?
Indeed. Bed and warm food.
A bed and warm food sounds real good. You actually got a pretty good haul this time around. You got some pretty rare herbs stuffed in your pack. You're trotting your horse past the first few houses when you notice a small group of people to one side. All but one is bent double, digging away at the ground with shovels. Nearby stands a wagon. Long bundles, wrapped in white linen, are piled in the back. The upright figure turns, catches sight of you, and nods grimly. And then he turns back to his colleagues. Dig faster. It'll be dark soon. We don't want those wolves snooping around here. What would you like to do?
Some people have died. I'm going to keep walking. I'm headed to the inn, and I'm going to get my dinner and my warm bed.
Very good. Up ahead of you, you do indeed see a very large inn. A young stable boy comes out of the barn, takes your horse from you, and you can go inside.
Will do.
Give me a moment to catch up on my notes here. You're sitting in this inn. The innkeeper, by the name of Oren, has seated you at a table near the stage. You can see about 15 or so other commoners from the area, just sitting here, chit-chatting amongst themselves. You can hear them talking about the bodies that were left outside of town. Just little rumors and snippets. One of them is talking about the fact that a bear left them there. Another one saying that wolves will be coming. Some others who say, there's just been strange things happening. I tell you, strange things.
Bears and wolves don't bring bodies to the outside of a village and leave them there. So this sounds odd to me, but...
Well, it's odd to them too, because one guy who said that the bears basically stood up on their hind legs and pushed a wagon full of corpses to the front gate was met by nothing but hails and hails of laughter. But as you're about to raise your spoon of this beautiful soup that was delivered to you, to your lips, you hear one of the men who's standing in the middle of the room. There, I moved his token for you. That's commoner number 14. He staggers back away from where he was sitting, and he drops his stew onto the floor. He's clutching at his stomach. He's clutching so hard that he almost bends over and kisses his own knees. And then he arches his back to the point where he's almost arched double, backwards. A spray of some dark ichor just jets from out of his chest and across his companions on the other side of the table. And then you see two thick, slimy tentacles burst out from his ribcage. And a bunch of other smaller tentacles come out from his back and his arms and his armpits. And he just stands there like some sort of writhing, tentacly mass. Now would be a great time to roll an initiative check.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Not stellar.
Not the greatest one I've ever seen, but hey, it's okay. So we are going to take commoner number 14 off the table, and I will replace him
This sounds exactly like a monster from Dark Souls 3. Like, I can visualize this really, really well. They're big, they're noisy, and they are disturbing as.
And for those of you who are wondering, no, this is not for Beast Pits. This one is for Blood of the Crown. Yes, this is our newest and 6th member for Blood of the Crown. Okay, sir. Well, you get to act first. Now, just like all games that are going to be in the Wraithborne series, you have, from the time I say go, you have 30 seconds to come up with your action. Go.
Okay, does this thing have eyes?
It does indeed have eyes.
Good, I would like to plant a dart in one of them.
Okay, you whip a dart at it. Unfortunately, that is a miss.
Well, that's a good start. Alrighty then. I'm just gonna move myself away and.
Okay. The horror doesn't move at all, the big tentacled mass, but he does reach out and touch some of the commoners nearby.
Oh no, don't. Oh.
Commoner number 2 and 4 need to make saving throws. The first one succeeds, the second one does not. So commoner number 4 falls down after a small tentacle that is down near the tentacled creature's waist reaches out and slaps him. The other one got hit, but he was able to dodge out of the way and dance backwards, knocking over the chair that you just jumped out of and falls back on his butt against the wall. However, commoner number 4, you see the tentacle goes in one ear, out the other, and back through an eye socket, glistening with some sort of green, thick, gross goo.
Marvelous.
Meanwhile, the horror just stands there screaming terribly. Orin, the innkeeper, jumps over the bar and runs towards the door and discovers that it is stuck and locked, and starts running and jumping across tables and chairs and barrels in an attempt to go out the south wing. Seeing the fact that Orin is moving his direction, this guy goes out and down the hallway, running and screaming the entire way. The guy here at the bar is like, I should go out the door. Drunk, he wiggles his way around towards the door and discovers it too is jammed shut. Another one runs out the door. Seeing no other way, this guy starts running over towards where his drunk buddy is and also finds that he can't get out. This drunk one is like, I don't care, and he stands up on top of the bar and brandishes a knife.
Panic. That's gonna help.
Yes, there is a lot of panic right now. This next one tries to run past the giant creature and is slapped by one of the tentacles as he crosses through and knocked back into a bunch of benches, where he slumps down dead. You have been given advantage on whatever your next ability or attack shall be, sir. By the chat. The chat has given it to you.
Thank you much, chat.
This commoner comes running over to the door, and he's right in front of you. Tries to open it, and you find that it is also stuck shut. Being not quite as drunk as everybody else, this one starts running right behind Orin, keeping close to the walls. These guys at this table all start moving down towards the door as quickly as they can. 8 and 9, unfortunately, die to the tentacled horror, though 5 and 6 are able to make it to the door.
There is a lit fire just to the south of me.
Correct, sir. And this other guy over here in the corner, he goes and tries to run and follow Orin as well. All right. It is now your turn, sir.
Alright, let's see how much damage I can actually do to this thing. Move up, and we're going to stab it.
Okie dokie. You move up through the writhing mass of tentacles that are around it. Unfortunately, that is a miss.
I can't hit these slippery little blighters. Alright. I'm going to move back. Because of my mobility, I can move out of melee without provoking opportunity attacks, at least most of the time. Can I use a bonus action to toss a flask of oil at this thing?
Yes, you can. It'll be an offhand, so go ahead and do a throw. I believe you can do that with your dagger. Same basic bonuses. I will give that as definitely a hit, so he is covered in oil.
Alrighty, well there's a bonus, a standard move, so
Okay, before it goes, we're gonna back it up here a second. Before it goes, you hear a thump, 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 thump at the front door, and then the door bursts open. And in through it comes this zombie, dripping with goo all across its body.
oh good.
It's the big thing's turn. Now, during the big thing's turn, you find trying to find it on my sheet. It's not out there. Oh, we'll find it eventually. But you'll discover that some of the people who were killed by the tentacles on this thing are now beginning to move.
I was afraid of that.
It attempts to get at you with one of its longer tentacles, but it does not reach. It only gets to about where the 4 is.
Interesting.
Orin leads some others out the door to the south by jumping over tables and chairs So Commoner 3 and 7 will also make their way out that way.
I can't see out that door. Does that lead to the outside, or does that lead further into the inn?
That leads further into the inn.
So we don't actually have a way out of the building that works. Right?
Nope, not yet.
Well,
Commoner number...
technically the front door.
Yeah, well, yeah, the front
came
door is
in
now
it.
broken in because the zombies have come through that way.
Grand.
There we go. I think I got all the zombies lit up. And they are getting ready to come through the door. The commoners over here are just kind of milling about, and then number 2, he will also shoot and dart his way across the room and out the south door. Okay. Next is another goo drippy zombie as he comes in the door. This one comes up and is going to attempt to claw at the commoner, the drunk commoner who's on the bar. Critically hits him. Oh yeah, and just off and kills him with a claw, knocking him off the bar and over the backside of it. Trying to figure out which one's next here. Number 40, which I do not see. Aha! Okay, that'll be that guy. Alright, so this one stands up and starts coming towards you. He only gets about that far, so he's just out of reach.
Small mercies.
Your turn, sir.
Alright, well, I'm wearing leather gloves as part of my standard stuff. So I'm just going to reach behind me. I'm going to grab a log out of this fire and hopefully light this monstrosity and probably this entire building on fire. But kill it with fire seems like really the right response right now. So, what do you want for that?
That will be a basic melee attack, because you are automatically proficient with clubs, and I would say this is just a flaming club. So you're going to throw it, or are you going to beat something with it?
I'm going to throw it at the big thing that's doused in oil.
Okay, then why don't you go ahead and give me we'll say a dexterity saving throw, since that has your proficiency and your bonuses and stuff into it. You go ahead and give me that, and I'll tell you if it hits. No.
Did I roll a 1?
You did indeed just roll a 1.
Well, okay then. Well, in that case, we're going to perform the GTFO maneuver.
Okie dokie.
South it is. I will probably be moving farther. I've got a lot of movement left. Once I can see where I'm going.
That is what you see.
Okay, so we got a hallway with a bunch of doors. Any sign of doors that have been opened recently? You know, people fleeing through them in terror?
The end one.
1535 is
50.
I'm using the dash action, so that's
right.
50. I've still got some movement left.
Okay, this door opens easily enough in front of you. And you can see that the innkeeper and a bunch of the commoners are all in this room attempting to get out.
And the south door is not being cooperative.
He hasn't gotten to it yet.
Okay. I'm going to come up behind him and be like, actually, no, I'm just going to dash past him and open it for him.
Okay. You will discover it's locked, and you do see the fact that Orin is holding a key.
I'll step to the side and be like, after you, sir. I move myself to the side. So.
Yep, I saw that. Okay, so zombies will quickly start moving their way towards the others that are left in this room. The big tentacled horror will start stomping his way slowly over here.
Are there oil lanterns or that like in the room?
There is some sconces on the wall, and there is some oil dripping areas. They're kind of built into the wall. They're fixtures.
Okay.
Okay, Orin moves forward, and he will unlock the door. And he will step right out.
How bad is it in the town as he opens the door?
There we go, and he goes running off into the night.
Bye.
Some of the commoners up here, they are going to take their luck against the zombies. Jump up on here and attempt to attack. That's not going to hit. The other one comes running over. That most certainly won't hit. The other commoners that are in the room with you have all filed out the door and run off into the night as well. Let me remove them from the tracker. Okay, so another zombie comes up, and he will attack that guy. Definitely clawing him in the face. And killing him. The zombies are now moving around, and they're beginning to multiply.
Yeah.
Just want to forewarn you. It is your turn, sir.
Well, this isn't the best place, but I would like to try to start a fire, light this building before I leave. So grab torches, toss them on the bedding. It looks like there's like stuff stacked in the corners. Do whatever I can with my standard action, I guess, and then pretty much book it.
Okay. Why don't you give me a survival check?
The dice decide, for I have a 0 modifier.
Wow, that is like right down the middle, isn't it?
Yep.
You are indeed able to make a fire, but it is going to take up everything for you. It's going to take up all of your action. It's going to take up all of your movement just to get this fire going. And I will put a little square on the map. Actually, I'll put a little circle on the map. You start the fire right there. You're able to take all that stuff and throw it all there. put a little bit of oil on it and light it off. That's right there. So.
Alrighty. Hopefully the dead are slow and, well.
We shall see, won't we? Ooh, he hits. Oh, he kills that guy.
Oh yeah, they're all super dead.
Yes, they're not only are they all super dead, they're also all coming back as zombies too. I'm just not adding the tokens on the board yet.
Yep.
And the tentacled horror attempts to squeeze his body into the hallway.
Good news is it's going to take it a while to get down that hallway. And hopefully it'll bottle up the zombies behind it.
Yeah, we shall hope, shan't we? That would be nice.
With any luck, it won't be able to run away when it finds fire in front of it and then dies horribly.
Yeah, we hope. There, so we are putting him on squeezed. He's covered and oiled, and he's squeezed. Zombies keep moving. Orin is looking back at his inn and holding his head like, no, not my inn. Matter of fact, Orin's going to start running for the barn. He's not running away yet.
Barn sounds like a good plan.
You also now have... You have 4 more zombies up there on top of the initial ones that you had. And they're getting ready to move down, but they're waiting for their big buddy to get through there first. So, it is your turn.
Okay, we're going out. Barn is off to the east.
Okay, as you step out the door.
Okay.
As you step out the door, you see that like reddish colored tree to the north of Orin?
Yep.
You see it suddenly start to move and come to life as it reaches
What?
down with a giant branch like a spear and just shoves it through Orin and pins him to the ground.
Okay.
Orin is most definitely dead. The branch is about as big around as your thigh. The fire is getting bigger. That's how big it is now. Zombies are staying up there. And the tentacled horror moves down. He's squeezed. He's to that far now. Orin is most definitely dead. Goodbye, Orin.
Strange. It said healthy next to his name just seconds ago.
Yeah, now it's dead. Your turn, sir.
Alright. I would like to get my horse from the barn, wherever that is. That's off to the east?
Yep, that's off to the east. Yep, see the double doors that are inside there?
Yeah. Alright. I want to give the tree a wide berth.
Okay.
Like, probably 15, 20 feet. But the bottom of the map's in the way, so...
That's fine. It looks like the tree is currently occupied with Orin's corpse.
Alrighty.
And I'll open up a little bit more here in the front.
I'm going to take my dash to get over to the barn. I'm going to the right doors, right?
Yes, you can. Yep, you can go right to those doors.
Locked.
They are open.
Good. Stick my head inside and see how bad it is in there.
You see nothing untoward in here.
Good. I burn 30, 40. I'm going to come inside and take stock of the situation. Specifically where my horse is, what other horses are around, and the fire idea comes to mind. Is this attached to the inn on the north side?
No, it is not. There is actually a small courtyard behind the inn.
Okay.
And the blue square is your horse.
I tend to suspect that the other members of this inn will not be needing their mounts again. Are there other horses in here, and how do they look?
There is only your horse. There is no other horses.
Alrighty, well then, I'm going to go give him a pat and say, "Hey boy, how you feeling? I hope you're rested, because it's time for us to go."
It's time for us to get the fuck out of Dodge. Okay,
how long would it take to saddle and bridle the horse?
I will give you an animal handling check on that. Okay, and we have a question from the chat. The question is, what happens if a player dies in a session 0? Well, the response to that is this: if the player dies, they need to make a new character.
Yep. Don't worry, the thought had crossed my mind as well. Animal handling.
Correct, sir.
And again with the 0 modifier skill.
7. Okay, well, you're able to keep your horse relatively calm, and it will take you some time. It's going to take you 2 rounds to saddle your horse. Or you can just attempt to bareback it out of here.
Which would probably be another animal handling to control a unsaddled and bridled horse.
Actually, I think that one is it's animal handling to keep control of it, and then an athletics check to ride it at a full gallop. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the inn is indeed on fire.
Yeah, I'm going to take the time to saddle and bridle. I feel like the fire is going to buy me the time that I need.
Okay, so you will take the 2 rounds.
Speaking of which, next round.
Yes, matter of fact, we will just fast forward to the next 2 rounds. So 2 rounds later.
The fire is bigger.
Yes, the fire is much, much bigger here. Let me go ahead and increase its size.
The angry abomination is probably even angrier.
The angry abomination is in that fire somewhere, along with many other things, like the zombies and stuff like that. You are curing the area with fire. You can hear the tentacled horror scream and shout inside. But it is your turn. It is 2 rounds later.
Alrighty. I believe the south exit is where mounted people leave.
Oh, yes. And exit stage... Well, exit upstage.
I don't know how the upstage, downstage directions work.
I do believe that is upstage because it's closer to the audience. But yes.
Yeah.
And you ride away. I do want you, as you're coming out, to make an animal handling check.
Okie doke. Well, that could have gone better.
Yeah, the horse panics when it sees the fire outside, and it rears back. I will allow you to make an acrobatics check, not to land on your ass and land prone.
Something I'm good at. Let's see if it actually helps. Yes, it does.
Yes, that did help. That helped incredibly well. All right, so you do not land on your butt, but your horse is now running off into the night, and you are left basically holding yourself. You do notice, however, now that you have come outside, you do notice that not only have you caught the inn on fire, the fire is approaching the barn right now, and you've caught a few houses on fire that are near the inn. And you basically you're beginning to burn this entire village to the ground.
I'm shaking my fist at my horse. You ungrateful bastard! Or something along those lines. And, well, I guess we're going to hoof it without the horse.
Alrighty, so I'm going to close this map as you run bravely away.
Frankly, I'm going to find that horse someday.
Yes, you will. You will eventually find that horse. Now, on the plus side, you did indeed stop the zombie infestation of that town.
I did.
However,
many zombies.
yes, by creating enough zombies that you needed to burn the place down is basically how you stop the infestation, by causing the infestation yet burning it all to the ground. So you have purified this village with fire, and you have purified the map of the village. Thank you for making sure that I never have to draw that village's map ever again.
You're very welcome. A mage couldn't have done it better.
I am going to give you advantage and allow you an opportunity to catch your horse with an animal handling check. Yes, chat, that village is gone for good. So, for this hero's very first act, he burned a village down.
To the ground. Hey, I've killed more zombies than anyone this side of a nuclear bomb. Also, I got a 15, so hey.
After some time, you do indeed pick up the trail of your horse, calm it down, and you are able to ride home. On your way home, it's a long and tiring trip. It's about 18 hours from this little village that you just torched to your little cottage. You are exhausted. It's getting close to dusk, and you are on the familiar hidden path that leads to your little cottage. As you come up your hidden path, you can smell smoke.
No, see, first of all, this is not my fault. There was a moat around that village that I am 95% sure kept it from spreading to the village, and besides which, okay.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah. The fire's not faster than you, and it's not going to reach your place. So no, you did not cause this fire, unless you left the stove on at home. Okay, so as you approach your home from the south, you can see that it is on fire. It is pretty damn well on fire. You also know that most of your experiments and your alchemy lab and all the rest of those things are inside.
They're also highly flammable.
And they are incredibly highly flammable. The blue arrow is showing you where your front door is.
Okay. So I look down at my horse, who I've now redubbed Nightmare because it just seems appropriate.
Okay.
Um, and I can't even go in there. Like, if it's already like heavily on fire, walking through that door is a suicide mission. Okay. Well, buddy.
Well, you do have a bunch of stuff in there that's very important to you. You sure you want to leave all of those potions and poisons behind?
All right. Which. All right. Assess the situation. Um, where is the fire located? More or less in one part of the house, and where is my lab in this structure?
Okay, you see how there's basically two squares that make up
Yeah,
your
the right
structure.
square is bigger, the left square is a little smaller.
Correct. The left square, which is the smaller one, is your lab. The right square is your living area. There is a stairwell in the living area that goes up to a loft above your living area that you basically just keep extra clothes and rats and such things in. But for the most part, your domicile is very, very sparse. I mean, you don't even have a bed.
Need. Okay. Yep. So.
And it is obvious
Window.
somebody broke into your home.
Yeah. Window. How do I paint? Is there a window just to the up and left from the 5?
Yes, there's one. Actually, the 5 is actually almost smack dab between two windows. The one on the right appears to be broken, and there is smoke rolling out of it.
Hop off my horse, run up, look inside.
You can see that there is some fire around, but you can see that your work table has been, which is in the center of the room, has been pretty much decimated and everything's been wiped off onto the floor. But the shelving, which is on the north wall near the kiln and the stove, that has been pretty much untouched. There's a few jars and bottles that have been disturbed and knocked over and destroyed, but for the most part, you got probably about half of your stock up there.
Okay. We're going through the window. I'm going to collect what I can and get out. Actually, before I go in the window, I'm going to just wrap a bit of cloth. I've got a water skin that may or may not actually have any water left in it, but if it does, wet rag around my face, and then in through the window. Stay low and see what I can grab.
Alrighty. You jump through the window. Now, ladies and gentlemen, isn't it cute the fact that this man, who's supposed to be a hero later on, decided to not only let a bunch of commoners die to zombies, but actually burned an entire village to the ground. But he's willing to risk his own life for a potion.
I have a substantial slot, and they're very good potions. I know.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Anyway.
Okay, so go ahead and move yourself in.
Up to the north wall.
I will show you your home, or what will be left of your home. That entire room to the right is pretty much on fire. But you do see something on the table as you run by.
The table that's right here?
The table that is over by the fireplace to the right, in the main part of the house.
Something on the table, something that I don't recognize?
Something that was not there before. I will allow you to roll percentile dice.
/ roll die D100.
You can do that, or you can right-click over the D10, and it'll come up with a radial that'll give you the option of a percentile die.
Got it.
Okay. I will let you know away from the table later which potion you were able to grab this round. Now, you can tell that you don't have much time in here. You might have about half a minute. Actually, closer to a minute. You have about a minute. So you have 5 more rounds inside this building before the beams start catching fire and breaking in, and you would be trapped inside as it collapsed on fire onto you. So you have 5 rounds. Would you rather grab potions, or would you rather move across and see what's on that table?
I'm going to move across and grab whatever it is. Someone is probably sending me a message, and this is my only clue. So move, grab, and then probably dash back.
Okay, so that will be 1 round's worth. What you grabbed a hold of is a feather, about half the size of like an ostrich feather, something that you would use like a quill that you would use to write, but made entirely out of silver.
Silver feather. Glance at it, shove it in the pack. No, carefully set it. Well, relatively carefully.
It seems to be pretty sturdy, and not only is it pretty
Yeah.
sturdy, even though there's fire raging all around you, it is cold to the touch.
Okay, that's very interesting. Alright, we're gonna go back and grab some more potions. I'll consider the mystery of the feather later.
Okie dokie. So that's round 2. So, beginning of round 3, go ahead and make me a percentile check. Ooh, you wanted to keep that one. And round 4, make me a percentile check. Actually, that was a good one. And then round 5, make me a percentile check.
Grab whatever this is and just dip.
Okie dokie. As you're running out, you need to make me a dexterity saving throw because it's coming down on your head right now.
If I could roll above a 2, that would be helpful.
That would be helpful if you could roll above a 2, so you are going to end up taking some damage. You will take 12 points of bludgeoning and fire damage as the roof begins to cave in on you.
Swearing like a sailor, I come out just charred and angry and holy crap.
Okay, well, you're not out of the woods yet because the porch is on fire too.
Of course it is. Actually, I'd rather be in the woods now.
So you're going to go jump back on Nightmare?
I'm going to go back over to Nightmare. I'm probably just going to lead him out, honestly. Like, once I'm clear of the house, there shouldn't be too much risk of being caught in the fire. And Nightmare is tired as I am, so... yeah.
Okay.
Dex acrobatics to get off the bloody porch without falling and breaking a burning ankle or something.
Nope, you're good. And you run off. And as you are running away, you can see nailed to this tree a paper.
I gotta grab it.
You're well within safety limits at this point.
All right, go over. What have we here?
Nailed to the tree, there is a paper, and on that paper, it says, "Do not interfere, or your mother is next."
First of all, my mother will kill you if I don't first. Second of all, I'm being baited. Because if they hadn't burned down my house, I'd be sleeping in it right now. I'm so incredibly angry right now, I don't even know if I can think straight. Alright.
So
I
you
need to
stand there,
find...
you stand there fuming, your eyes glowing red as the sun is dipping lower and lower, and your house burns to cinders nearby.
Yes. Absolutely so angry. Alright. Alright. First things first. I hope I know of a nice cave or big tree with soft dirt underneath it, because I can't do anything. This tired. I'll get myself killed. I'm going to sleep, and then somebody else is going to have a nightmare tomorrow.
Okay, so you will find a place that I'm sure, I mean, you're a 10th level assassin. You definitely have hidey holes that you can go and hide in. So the next day, where would you plan on going after you get some rest?
So I've got a note. It says, "Don't interfere, your mother will be next." And a silver feather that is cold to the touch, no matter what else is going on around it. Can I analyze, inspect this feather? I don't know Arcana.
Well, that would
Which is what I feel like.
be exactly it. You would want to go ahead and roll an Arcana.
I don't suppose I've heard of anything like this before, encountered anything like this.
Well, let's roll the Arcana first, and we'll find out. It's a relatively decent roll. The what magic may be covering the feather, you don't know. That I will tell you flat out. You do not know. However, you have heard of this as a symbol for a gang of what you thought were just ruffians and thieves. And they're called the Grey Cloaks.
Where do the Grey Cloaks operate out of?
Well, that's the weird thing. The Grey Cloaks don't operate out of any place that they're supposedly gone. The leader of the Grey Cloaks was killed in Strathmore a few months ago after he killed Lord Tereth of Crown's End. And presumably the Grey Cloaks have disappeared, and their symbol was a grey feather.
I'm going to pull up some notes here. Alright, I appear to be failing at opening notes.
Ah, the notes section.
Oh, there it is. Got it. Alright. So, Grey Cloak's leader murdered Lord...
Yep, murdered Lord Tereth, Tarith,
and then was killed himself.
Yes, he was killed by a number of adventurers in the city of Strathmore.
Okay.
By the way,
Strathmore is the nearest. I'm guessing that one of the other groups from this campaign did that.
oh, did you notice the triggering in chat?
No, I've got chat hidden because fantasy mode
yes.
covers both my screens.
Yes, another group killed him already. And Strathmore is the capital of Aragon, which is the country that you're currently in. And that is actually also where your mother is currently located.
Also the nearest city, yeah?
Correct.
Alright, well, I guess we're going home. Somebody new has apparently taken over the Grey Cloaks.
Yes, indeedy. So, since you completed your mission so quickly, in your session 0 so quickly, we will end this session 0. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, session 0s are very fast. We'll end this session 0 very quickly with our newest character, Varjo, riding off into the dawn as he rides east towards Strathmore to go see what the fuck is going on with Greycloaks, his mother, and possibly a plot to kill him. We will find out very, very soon. Do you have anything you'd like to say before I close up the stream, Hawkeye?
I expect it went quickly because I didn't actually fight anything. I just killed it with fire.
Yes, you burned down a village and killed it all with fire.
This may be a sign of things to come. This is going to be so much fun, and somebody is going to be very, very dead when I get my hands on them.
Oh, yes, definitely. So, ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned for the future. We will see where young Mr. Varjo pops up next. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.